Welcome back to Monday Night Football, where Soccertown USA comes to you. Do not adjust your TVs. Do not change the channel or whatever. Your eyes are not deceiving you. It is not a bad April Fool's joke. Joining us, the prodigal son himself, Roy Alvaron, makes his debut for the 2024 season. Roy, how have you been doing?
I've been great. I'm back. You know what? You're going to hear about Dalton today in this show.
Hey, the haters are going to hate. I'm sure Mr. Russell Vick is tuned in. He's going to, you know what? You'll keep Russell tuned in just to make sure, you don't say anything out of line. So
Exactly.
So I hear you've been touring the world in the past year. Dude, all I know is every time I'm on Instagram or I'm on anything, you're in some part of the world. You're just a globetrotter.
So I'm trying to live the dream. My soccer career didn't take me to all these soccer stadiums, but you know what? The American Express did.
Hey, I like that. So you've been traveling, seeing some soccer stadiums?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's top of the list? Best stadium?
Best stadium I've seen, PSG. Best stadium so far, and in France. So best one. They didn't have any trophies.
Like comparing to the Benz and everything?
No, I mean like on field, the way you can see it, the way you can interact with the fans, the whole live. It's PSG's probably the best. They didn't have any trophies. That at least you can say Atlanta's got the trophy at least. But it's just that atmosphere, the small town around the big stadium. Yeah. Awesome.
So I don't want to say worst stadium, but one that you were like not as impressed with.
Worst stadium would be Chivas.
No.
That's the worst stadium I've ever seen. Don't get me wrong. I think the foundation and all the green pastures around it were awesome, but the stadium,
it's not for you?
It was almost like walking into Southeast Stadium.
Whoa! I can't feel if that's a dig at Chivas. Now, full disclosure. Are you a Chivas fan?
I'm an Americanista all the way.
And I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell at all. I mean, your delivery, and from what I could tell, you're a Chivas and a Southeast fan.
The tacos weren't even good over there. I just want to let you know that.
That's awesome. All right, so without any further ado, let's go to the OptiLink scoreboard. I'll tell you what, Roy, I'll take the boys' scores if you'll take the girls. All right, on the boys' side, we got Murray County drawing North Murray. That game did go to PKs with Murray eking it out. After 5 rounds of PKs, it went to sudden death. Murray takes that one, and we'll have that rematch in a couple of weeks, and that'll be for the Fort Mountain Cup. Dalton Academy, 10-0 over Tortuga. Coahulla Creek, 3-1 over Bremen. That one sealed up the region championship for Coahulla Creek. North Murray, 10 over Harrelson. Dalton, 9-0 over Cartersville. Coahulla Creek, 9 over Adairsville. Southeast, 2-0 over Heritage. Murray County losing out to Gordon Central. Southeast, 1-0 over Dalton Academy. That was an absolute slugfest. We'll talk about that one. Dalton ekes out a 1-0 over Chesadee, a nice win. North Murray losing out to Gordon Central. Gordon Central looks like just taking out all Murray County. And then Murray County losing out to Model. Northwest losing to Allatoona.
Todd, I would like to say I could read that far, but I'm in my older age.
I got you,
and I got you,
bro. On the girls' side, Dalton Academy losing to Tortuga 5-0. Coahulla Creek losing out to Bremen 3-2. That was a valiant effort for the Coahulla Creek girls. Northwest blanking Dade County Murray over North Murray girls. So that, once again, North Murray's got a couple of weeks to right the ship and make that game closer in Fort Mountain Cup. Coahulla Creek losing out by 7 to Adairsville. Dalton 4-0 over Cartersville. North Murray losing out to Harrelson. Southeast 5-2 over Heritage. And that was a great win for Southeast. We'll be on that one a little bit later. North Murray 4-3 over Gordon Central. Dalton tying up Southeast in La Classica Part 1. North Murray 4-1 over Gordon Central. Dalton Academy losing out to Tryon 10-0. Murray County 8-0 over, getting beat by a Model. And then Northwest, I happen to know that score, losing out to Allatoona. I believe that was a 2-1 or 3-2 scoreline. All right, stay with us. We'll be back on the other side. We'll chat some more.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey,
That's our part.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
I chose OptiLink because of the great local service.
We know computers, and OptiLink knows internet with high-speed symmetrical uploads and downloads.
My customers depend on me for safety and security, and I need fast and dependable internet. That's why I chose OptiLink.
some people say you can't have fast internet. I say, oh yes you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today, 706-529-1313.
I'm Waylon. I live in Dalton, and I'm the owner of Elite Lineman Training Institute.
And I'm Mitch Sanford with Bentwell Bank.
When I left Georgia Power to start my own business, I met with Mitch and told him what we were doing.
I told Waylon, you're the kind of business we want to work with.
We have a very high standard for how we work as a company and especially how we treat our clients. After a very candid conversation with Mitch, we knew we were on the same page.
Today, we're working on several businesses, training and real estate.
Because they do the heavy lifting, so I can focus on my business. My bank is built well.
Hey, welcome back to Monday Night Football. Once again, we want to welcome Roy Alvaron back from sabbatical and globetrotting. And I'm sure he'll be chatting some more on Chivas and Southeast if you stick with us. So, but let's talk about a little bit of girls soccer. Dalton girls, once again, winning a region championship. They sealed up the deal last week with a 4-0 win.
Got to Dalton.
Over Cartersville. And solidified region champions. You know, Almondova has been doing a great job there. He's got these girls playing, and now, you know, he's got this consistent play in region, right? And really, but looking for that breakthrough into the state. You know, and that's we've talked about it in the past. You know, back when you were here about Northwest doing it. Man, that's a hard jump to make.
Yeah. No. I like it. I like his schedule. I've seen him play. You know, he's playing teams around here, but he's also playing those teams down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so he's holding up par with them. You know, he's probably not getting the results he wants yet, but down the road, that's going to help out a lot.
So hey, thanks, Coach Almondova, for sending us some highlights. Let's go ahead and go to those highlights. All right, here we go. Once again, this one seals up. This is Allie coming in. You know, you got to clear that if you're the keeper. Roy, you want to critique the keeper?
Got to clear that one. Take the player out or something, but got to clear it.
All right, Melanie coming in here. Oh, the looper. Man. The looper. That's a nice one right there. You know, that first goal, like, a lot of composure to hang on that after the goalie came out.
Yeah, exactly. Not be scared.
There's another one. You know what? You got to punish the keeper, and that's exactly what they did. Exactly. You got to be feeling good when you're up 3-0 in the first half.
Especially away. Look at that play. Bam.
Oh, great one, too. That's, you can see...
Get back to her. She gonna take it. What is she doing? Oh, yeah, top.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Post. Hey, you see Almondova's fingerprints all over this team, like the tiki-taka in the middle, the ball movement. And Juan and I talked about that like earlier in the year, too. The skill level, it's one thing to win with big balls over the top and running onto it and just having superior athletes, but it's different when you're playing in between the lines and you're playing those tight spaces and those. I mean, that's some good stuff right there.
What I've seen in the girls play lately is they're establishing their game. They're not playing to the rhythm of the other team, but they're making their calls. They're saying, hey, you know what? We want to go down the sidelines. We want to go down the middle, and we're doing it.
Yeah, I would rather, like, for me, I would rather a team lose, like, by 4 goals, but yet play to their identity and who they are, yes, as opposed to going and parking the bus and only losing 1-0, but just basically sold out how they play.
Yes.
But and you see that you see it all the time, and I'm like, you're never going to develop like that.
No, you got to play whatever the coach does during the week. You got to establish that game, and you got to stick to it to the last minute, and you've got to win that way.
All right, so we're gonna flip the script a little bit. We got a little bit of time in this segment, and we're gonna field one of our viewer questions. Clemencia, can you put up one of our viewer questions for us? A little bit different. This is Alma Guzman Cuna. Cunha. She asked us, what is the proper parent, fan, and coach behavior on the field? Some games get crazy and out of control.
Let me start a little bit.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, let me go a little bit on this. So, Alma is Dalton. She comes from Dalton. I will definitely tell you, Alma, your boy Lucas, hey, he's a goalie. He's eventually going to be a top one. I would hope you'd play in Dalton, but I think he's going to the northwest side. Of
Hey.
Can't win them all.
Keep it north side.
Yeah. But, Alma, I would like to tell you, just in regards to soccer in a whole, you got hooligans. You got me. I mean, I am the way I get.
Yeah, you get riled up, man.
Riled up in a game. And depending on what game you're talking about, Alma, different stadiums bring up a lot more energy than other ones.
That's a good point. I think like when you're kind of spaced out, those are kind of like, a little bit subdued. But, take Dalton Academy, for instance. The fans are right on top of the action. They're right close together. And, man, you let a few bad calls go against them. I mean, that fan base gets riled up. But I think, where you got to draw the line, it's one thing to yell, it's a bad call, but, for me, it's personal insults. When you start throwing out personal insults, or you start, in on a player or a referee, especially once the game is over. To me, once that final whistle blows, it's done. The players are done. You need to be done.
At the end of the day, you got to remember, these are just kids that are out there playing. You got to set an example. If you're a parent, or even if you're just somebody in the community, you don't want the kids to pick up on how you're doing. There's a lot of little kids out there watching the game too. Yeah. And that's what they're going to learn.
Yeah, and as far as the referees go, you wonder why there's a referee shortage. You might want to look at some of the fan behavior. So,
and that starts like in the rec league. They're constantly telling them, hey, do not yell at the refs. These guys they're learning out here. It's a job just like anybody else. Hey,
I'm just curious. Have you ever seen any of on social media? I see it a lot on Instagram, but the interaction between rugby officials and rugby players. It is one of the most formal and respectable, conversations you'll ever have. And you have these huge dudes.
Huge.
Right? And they're sitting there talking to a referee that's like half their size. And it's so, their voices are lowered. It's extremely respectful. Yep. And they usually stand there with their hands behind their back. They never raise their voice. It is absolutely incredible.
True.
And I wish soccer would take a page out of that, at least on the field with respect to the referee.
Correct. And I think it all comes down to the ref talking to the captain and establishing that with the team, but then also the people that's up in the broadcasting telling the audience, hey, you know what? Just because you paid $5-6 for a ticket doesn't mean you can say whatever you want.
Hey, Roy, did you ever change the ref's mind by yelling at him?
Never.
Me neither. All right, so we're going to skip to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into some Dalton Academy Southeast. Stay with us.
We provide an excellent service for individuals who've had catastrophic injury cases, people who've had injuries that are going to last them, unfortunately, for the rest of their life. Being there for a person, being there to actually see them get better, that is what this field is all about. That's what we're really striving to do, and that's what we think we provide. You still have to have that empathy for the person so you can tell their story to the jury. At the end of the day, that's where your case is heard.
Has a recent storm damaged the roof of your home? Altman Roofing has been restoring homes since 1984. In Dalton alone, over 2,000 roofs have been replaced by Altman. Altman Roofing will also work with your insurance claim. For a free 15-minute estimate for roofing, siding, or gutters, call 706-529-8136 or visit altmanroofing.com. You can also see their professional work on Facebook.
Thank you.
Thank you, North Georgia. Gracias, North Georgia.
We appreciate you, North Georgia.
I'm C-Mark. I'm John Moore. Like the Georgia Bulldogs, we're number one.
Thank you, North Georgia, for voting us number one 6 years in a row.
If you're hurt and want the best, Give us a call. We'll do the rest.
Welcome back to Monday Night Football again. So my hands start going up, and I don't know what to do, but I'm not the only one.
Hey, the rust, it'll wear off. We're good. So let's jump into some action from last week. Dalton Academy and Southeast, your favorite team. Southeast wins 1-0. This was one that I had circled on my calendar from a while back just because how Southeast started out, how Dalton Academy had been playing and was just looking better and better. And then Southeast started looking better and better. And this matchup just started looking real juicy about a week or two out. So, but the game got really physical, and I don't know if you got a chance to see any of it. It got real physical. Back in your day, how did you feel about, or how do you feel about two teams that obviously have technical talent, but then they get in a game and they get really physical?
Me as a player, long as a ref will let us go both teams back and forth, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? That way you get the technical side in it, but you also get that physical.
Now, what about as a spectator? You're up in the stands and you're expecting to see, some nice tiki-taka in the middle of the field, and it's just shoulder to shoulder and all game.
I'm going to tell you, so me as a fan, I want to see both. I want to see some technical, and I want to see some lucha libre.
Yeah, Roy reminded me that he about brought his wrestling mask out tonight. I was like, man, that would have been appropriate for this game. Like I said, that game got super physical. Both fan bases, I think, were a little upset, thought they had some calls go against them because of the physicality.
But let me ask you, Todd, do you know any fans that don't think the call should go their way?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of funny when you go back and if you watch a game and you go back and you look at it in its totality, you're like, that was pretty even. What I will say is this, and this is the referee's opportunity, right? Early in the game, if you want to set the tone and you want to, you see a physical challenge that's just a little bit too much, because the physical challenge, if you let one go, it's only going to escalate, right, a little bit more. So if you want to put your foot down, you got to do it early in a game.
The ref's going to start that standard right off the bat. I mean, if he gets a hard call or a hard foul, a tackle, he's going to call it right then. If not, he's going to let it go. And
that's where the fans get upset, right? Is if he does let it go and then calls it in maybe the 40th minute or the 35th minute, you're like, hey, 15 minutes ago, that wasn't a foul. So that's kind of where they get upset. But for me, this game was, I'm just going to say it, and I may upset both fan bases here. The game was a draw, for me. Joseph Pena, who's been playing just out of his mind, just incredible individual skill. He gets a half chance, ricochets, goes over. You know that helpless feeling when you're in the goal, Roy, and you just watch it go over your head what am I going to do? And that's what happened there. Offensively, I thought that Dalton Academy had the better run of play, but you know as well as I do, that's not always the team that gets the goal.
No. I mean, sometimes the ball is just not bouncing your way, and the other team is, and that's just the way it goes. Both teams are going in hot.
Yes, absolutely.
My thing is, whenever I looked at it, I watched Derek Uloa playing. That's Tati's boy.
Yeah.
He come from Dalton. Let me put a little shout out there. To me, Tati's one of the best defenders come out of Dalton. Man, his boys show.
Derek plays almost just like him from what I can remember.
Exactly. So with that play right there, you got talent on both sides. It's just at this field, they became more physical than they're more technical.
Here was one of the things for me when I looked at Dalton Academy. They kept trying to. They're one of the teams I felt like they got away from their identity a little bit. They got on the physical side, and I'm like, intensity is who they are. But if you watch them over the course of the year, they were about spreading teams out, working the open spaces, and they were more content with putting some high balls in. And Southeast defense just ate them up all night. So
with the field they have, they got that option to be able to spread the field, move around. And if you try to play that long ball over it, a team that's, played in a more reduced field other times, they got an advantage over you.
All right, so I caught up with Victor Cordoba. I've been meaning to catch up with this guy for a couple of years now. Caught up with him after the game, and here's what he had to say.
It's Todd, Monday Night Football here at Dalton Stadium with Southeast Raider goalkeeper senior Victor Cordoba. Victor, you were manning the sticks tonight. You guys come out 1-0 winners over a much anticipated match against TDA. So what was it like out there on the field tonight? It looked really physical.
I mean, it was really intense. We got to give it to Dawn Academy coming out very deep. They give us a battle, and we knew it was gonna come. It wasn't gonna be easy, but we had to come and show out, and it was an intense battle from the beginning of the whistle to the end, and then in the day we came out with the victory.
So, most of your saves, like, kind of routine, but early in the second half, you guys were up. You come up with a big save about 3 minutes into the second half to keep you guys up 1-0. Tell us a little bit about that shot you pushed wide.
I mean, it was a good shot. I was like, because it was unexpected. It was first time shot, but I knew how to react quickly and get low. And at the end of the day, I got the save.
So moving on, you guys start out 0-4. Now you've reeled off, I think, 9 wins in a row, 8 or 9 wins in a row. You're on a streak. How do you guys maintain that focus?
We're not 0-4 wasn't the best. We knew that from the first loss, like, we had to keep going. The second loss, we had to keep going. But 0-4, like, that didn't mean nothing to us. It wasn't matter for the region, all that. I mean, yeah, there were hard losses, but it was much needed because it had to, like, build us courage and build our character up.
All right, thanks, Victor, for joining us. Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
Welcome back. It's a good interview by Victor. I'm just going to say, that boy good.
Yeah, I've been impressed by Victor this year. His ball distribution out of the back has been exceptional. Shot stopping has been good. Just really impressive, having a great senior year.
I got to watch Victor play against the Chivas USA team, or the Chivas under-23.
Yeah.
Hey, that boy held his own, and he grew. I mean, he was everything went through the goalie, and Victor won control of that. To have professional players coming at you with shots, and hey, he held his own.
Well, Victor, keep doing what you do. That was a great game. When we come back, let's see, what are we going to talk about next? I think we got some scoreboard, and then
are we going to talk about Azua's almost hole-in-one?
Maybe.
Okay.
We have no proof of that. A ball near the hole does not mean that you almost had a hole-in-one. All right, stay tuned.
My car looks totally ruined. I don't even know what to do.
Locally owned Dalton Collision Center is the only choice when it comes to all of your auto body and refinish needs. Our experienced staff provides quality work from start to finish, will help with your claim, and even assist with getting your rental car. Everything from A to Z.
So you can focus on life, we can focus on getting you there.
We provide an excellent service for individuals who've had catastrophic injury cases. People who've had injuries that are going to last them, unfortunately, for the rest of their life. Being there for a person, being there to actually see them get better, that is what this field is all about. That's what we're really striving to do, and that's what we think we provide. You still have to have that empathy for the person so you can tell their story to the jury. At the end of the day, that's where your case is heard.
This year, Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty is proudly commemorating our 50th anniversary, and what a journey it has been. For 5 decades, Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty has been the heartbeat of real estate in Northwest Georgia.
We've had the privilege of helping thousands of homeowners with their real estate transactions. Thank you, Dalton and Northwest Georgia.
Whether you're buying, selling, or expanding your business, trust the experience that comes with 50 years of excellence. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty with offices in Dalton, Calhoun, Cartersville, Ringgold, and Cleveland, Tennessee.
Hey, welcome back to Monday Night Football. Joining me this week is Roy Alvaron. Roy, thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it. And hey, in case you haven't heard, in case you haven't been on social media, in case you haven't, I don't know, been outside today, 1-1 Azua almost got a hole-in-one.
Yeah, I'm in like 5 different groups with Azua, and every different group he put on there, he almost made a hole-in-one. And I think he said it was 5 inches, something like that. It was almost right there.
This is ridiculous, man. This is my mom's book club on Facebook, and Azua's posting on there about how he almost got a hole in the one. Look, man, just because there's a ball near the hole doesn't mean you almost got a hole in one. That's not how it works.
And I think Azua said on one of the group texts where he hit a 9-iron to go 165 yards. I don't know. That's kind of pushing it there. But hey, he's in Florida, I guess, on the golf course.
I know it's convenient when you don't have witnesses, isn't it? All right, let's go to the OptiLink scoreboard. I'll hit these on the boys' side. Murray County 1-1 goes to penalty kicks, and they defeat North Murray. Dalton Academy 10 over Chattooga. Cola Creek 3-1 over Bremen. North Murray 10 over Harrelson. Dalton 9 over Cartersville. Cola Creek 9 over Adairsville. Southeast 2 over Heritage. Murray County loses out to Gordon Central. Southeast blanking Dalton Academy 1-0. It's a tough game. Dalton 1-0 over Chestatee. North Murray losing to Gordon Central. Dalton Academy 1 over Trine. North Murray County losing out to Model, and Northwest losing to Allatoona. On the girls' side, Dalton Academy losing 5-0 to Chattooga. Cola Creek losing to Bremen. Northwest over Dade. Murray over North Murray. On the girls' side, Cola Creek losing to Adairsville. Dalton blanking Cartersville. North Murray losing to Harrelson County. Southeast 5-2 over Heritage. Murray County 4, Gordon Central 3. Dalton Southeast tied up 1-1 for La Classica. North Murray 4-1 over Gordon Central. Dalton Academy losing to Trine. Murray County losing out to Model. And Northwest losing out to Allatoona on the girls' side. And that is a tough Allatoona girls' side. So we're going to talk a little bit La Classica here. It ends up 1-1. Exactly the result. If you're, look, I'm not Dalton, okay? I'm just an impartial bystander. But exactly the result that I want going into the final match in a couple of weeks that will help define Soccer City Cup. They're fighting for that second spot. They're tied, and the pride that's going to go into that game, knowing that the first game was a draw.
So I remember when y'all did y'all first show with the coaches' corners. One of the questions was, what do you think about, the cup? What about the cup? Well, we're looking at the next game. We're looking at the next game. Well, this next game's going to be the cup.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It all comes to that.
So Juan actually did some work out in the field, which I was impressed with. And he comes in with, you know what it is? He was feeling guilty. So he not just got us one interview, he got us 2 interviews.
Wow.
So the first interview, he's going to interview America Quintero, keeper for Dalton. And then we'll go right into the interview with Coach Almodova.
This is Juan Azul of Monday Night Football. Here we are with America Quintero, the goalkeeper from Dalton High. America, you actually had a couple great saves here at the end of the game to keep a 1-1 tie. How do you feel about the results, knowing you got to play them one more time in the season?
I feel great about the results. I think overall, the team did amazing. We played to our absolute best. We fought until the very last whistle, and I'm just very proud of the whole entire team.
All right. Well, now we want to go into region. Obviously, you guys clinched region, ended up undefeated, 5-0. No goals allowed, which I think is the second year in a row that's happened. And for you, this is a 4th region championship in a row. So how does it feel to build that legacy and leave it for the future Catamounts?
Like I said, it's a great feeling. I hope the girls can keep it going, keep the legacy going, make it 5 times. And I know they have it in the bag, and I'm just beyond proud that we were able to get it 4 times.
All right, and this is a bonus question. I think you know Chio, right? So we had an argument on the set the other day. Who had a better, stronger leg? Is it you or is it Chio?
I guess we're going to have to take that to the field.
Oh, okay. You heard it here. Well, thank you very much, America.
Thank you.
All right. Juan Azul Monday Night Football here with Dalton High Lady Catamounts head coach Jose Almodova. So, Coach Almodova, just this game ended up a 1-1 tie with Southeast. Just give us a quick overview about the game. What are some positives and some negatives you can take? Some negatives and some positives you can take away for the rest of the season, and obviously the last game of the year that you played them. Yeah,
absolutely. Every time you play Southeast, it's going to be a war. I think I told the girls it was a 12-round slugfest. There was it was physical, but there's a lot of good soccer in between all that. But that's what you expect when you get these 2 teams on the field.
It was a back and forth. The good thing we'll take up there is we were able to, quickly get back on the board and not get too desperate when we were down 1-0. And then the second half, I challenged them to push the ball up. I think we controlled the ball a bit better in the second half. But again, these two teams know each other. They play each other. They play with each other and on the same travel team. And I'm just proud of our girls for hanging in there. And again, not not going into the foul situation and keeping their head level. But again, hats off to Southeast. I know they have a great team. And if you didn't make it to this game, you better make it to Classical number 2 at Dalton High.
Really quick, so what do you think about your senior goalkeeper, American Quintero? I think she's probably one of the best in the area, probably even Northwest Georgia. I mean, she had a couple of crucial saves. What do you got to say about that?
Absolutely. You can't replace an American Quintero. You can only hope that you get another player like that coming through your system every once in a while. But she's a complete package. She loves soccer. She works at it. I don't know what we're going to do without her, but we'll have another keeper that's going to step up next year. Whoever that is going to bring the same mentality that she has. The fortitude, mental fortitude to have these types of nerves to withstand the storm and also be a great keeper between the sticks.
And last question, up until 4 years ago, Dalton had not won a region championship in about 12, 13 years. Now this is your 4th region championship in a row. What do you have to say about that and the legacy that your team and you as a head coach are building here at Dalton High for the Lady Catamounts?
Absolutely. Well, you got to lay the foundation. We start with the basics. We tell them it's about the passing game, the possession game. And again, we're going to keep working hard. Different players are going to come through, but the same things, the same mentality is going to go into each team that we have to put the ball on the ground, play soccer. And again, region championships aren't on the practice field. And so, we're going to keep working next year with the new team. And the goal is still going to be the same. Work hard and try to go for another region title and then definitely look into state.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Coach Almadova.
All right. Big thanks to America, and thank you to Coach Almadova for giving us those interviews. Stick around. We got some more Monday Night Football coming up.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on. That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us. Hey, that's our part.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
I chose OptiLink because of the great local service. We know computers, and OptiLink knows internet with high-speed symmetrical uploads and downloads.
My customers depend on me for safety and security, and I need fast and dependable internet. That's why I chose OptiLink.
Some people say you can't have fast internet. I say, oh yes you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today, 706-529-1313.
I'm Waylon. I live in Dalton and I'm the owner of Elite Lineman Training Institute.
And I'm Mitch Sanford with Biltwell Bank.
When I left Georgia Power to start my own business, I met with Mitch and told him what we were doing.
I told Waylon, you're the kind of business we want to work with.
We have a very high standard for how we work as a company and especially how we treat our clients. After a very candid conversation with Mitch, we knew we were on the same page.
Today, we're working on several businesses, training and real estate.
Because they do the heavy lifting, so I can focus on my business. My bank is Biltwell.
Hey, welcome back to Monday Night Football. Once again, thanks to America and Coach Almadova for those interviews in the last segment. You know what? I feel like this is like a big Southeast Dalton show for some reason. But hey.
Is that why you brung me on show?
I don't know. And I'm probably going to get some hate because I should be like holding down the north end and coming my own interviews. Like, I know, I get it. It's my fault. But more southeast.
We'll blame it on Azua. He's not here.
It's Azua's fault.
Azua's fault.
I'm having to pick up his slack. I don't know what to tell you. The Southeast girls. Okay, so why not talk about this? The past 2 years, Southeast girls, towards the end of the season, I'm not being mean. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. End of the season, tanked it.
Yes.
This year, they lose to Northwest. Respectable loss. Flipped the script, turned it around, and they've just plowed right through. They had the draw against Dalton. That's not a bad result. And then they come up against Heritage. How are they going to respond? Huge 5-2 win.
That's cool. I mean, because it's right up the street. I mean, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, it's going into spring break. Do you slack off a little bit? But no, this is where I go where the coaches have come and say, you know what? The other years we've slacked off. We need to change something up. Look at them.
And two, they're realizing like the difference in getting a 2 seed versus getting a 3 seed. That's a huge difference.
Huge.
One of them put you up on the road against some team that you don't want to be playing in the first round.
Yes.
So kudos to the Southeast girls for that 5-2 win. Juan stepping up, got an interview with Maya Camacho.
And here we are with Maya Camacho for Southeast Lady Raider Age. They just beat Heritage 5-2. So, Maya, I know you scored 2 goals today. So what was the mindset going into this game, knowing that you needed to win to get second place and get a first-round home game in the state playoffs?
We just needed more intensity, and at practice we tried our best to just go 100% because we need to win. We need to win. We had the mindset of, hey, we lost one game, let's win the next. And practice is really important to just keep moving forward.
Okay. And obviously, you guys ended up second in the region. You lost early in the season to Northwest, and since then, y'all been on a 3-game winning streak. So what changed after that game? Because in that game, it looks like, from an outside perspective, it looks like y'all weren't all there. It wasn't the best game y'all played. So what changed from that game to this, leading up to the win streak and then going into this game?
Again, practice, we went hard. We took the anger from Northwest and we used it in this game. Just going 100% is all we did. I mean, just using anger, and I mean, we have some girls injured, so that kind of sent back, but with the girls that we did have, we would 100%.
All right, now, so obviously Region's been wrapped up. You've got a game, another big game coming up this weekend, Classico versus Dalton. So what are the expectations and what do the Lady Raider Rays need to come out victorious in that game?
We just need to keep working hard, and we can't get in our heads that it's Dalton. We play like it's a normal game and just go out there and win.
All right. And once again, this is Maya Camacho from the Lady Raider Rays. She scored 2 goals in the 5-2 win over Heritage. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Maya, for giving Juan that interview. And on the same night, the Southeast boys ran out 5-2 winners over Heritage as well. I mean, kind of a statement win, like, hey, we're winning region, and like we're not gonna hold up. We're just gonna go ahead and put our foot on the competition.
Well, to me, in regards to Southeast, they started off super slow.
I got worried.
Yeah, I was like, I almost had a field day. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but
it's a good thing you weren't on the show at that time.
Exactly. But then I thought to myself, hey, Garcia's from Dalton, so
there's hope.
he's gonna turn this thing around, and look what he's done, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, he's back to back to back.
And I know Coach Garcia would deflect that, and he'd be like, what I do is nothing if the players don't buy in.
But the movement, I mean, the players aren't where they started out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he had to make some movements.
Well, I know he was trying to make up for some players not being there. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead. We'll try to get these interviews in on this segment. Here is 2 of those big names, Jairo Garcia and Ishmael Pimentel.
All right, this is one on Monday Night Football. Here with Raider Rays as they come out victorious 2-0 over Heritage. We have the comeback kid, Pimentel, and Jairo. Jairo with a nasty deke that wasn't recorded, but we're going to get some video. So, boys, y'all started out the season 0-4, and now y'all on an 8-game win streak to burn y'all's record to 8-4, win region, undefeated 5-0. So, Jairo, what changed from the way the season started to now? What happened there?
I think we had a lot of young players, and seniors. Me and Israel came from winning state back to back, so we know what it takes. I guess what we've said to them is gone stuck to the head now. And I mean, we've had hope. Even though we lost the first 5 games, we did a few changes, and we all knew. You know, we put 1 and 1 together. We knew that the first 5 games we didn't have a starting 11 that we wanted. We had injuries left and right, and I mean, once everybody got healthy, we figured out what was best for us, and we just kept on going, and we don't do that on top it up.
And Ish, with you, it's been a great story. Obviously, it's well documented that you were able to play the last 2 years due to injury, but you come back now playing in the field. So how does it feel just to be out here with your boys that you've been playing with and just scoring goals?
It was great, man. I spent almost 2 years just sitting, waiting, looking at everybody else, praying that I had the opportunity to get out here. And now God finally gave me the opportunity and out here, and I'm out here.
And really quick, obviously, you guys have clinched region, but there's a big game coming up tomorrow. What is the key to that game? What is the key to playing Dalton Academy at their home stadium, which is a wide field? What are some 2 keys that you guys going to have to do to be able to come out on top in that game?
I mean, we're on a 8-game win streak, I believe, now. So, I mean, I think everybody has their mind high right now. And our team, we're all pretty settled, even though it's going to be a game that's the day after this game, obviously. I think we'll be good. And, I mean, we all like playing in front of the community, you know, so we're going to give it everything we got.
And a bunch of the doubters, everybody doubting us, that's what's motivating us. Everybody doubting us whenever we were 0-4. Now look at us, where are we at now?
Well, that's good. And I will say I was a doubter. I did say that, but you turned it around. So I will admit that. But, hey, guys, great season, 8-4. You still got more to play for. And once again, this is Ish, the comeback kid, Pimentel, and Jairo. And stay tuned for their game against TDA tomorrow at Dalton Stadium.
Big thanks to Ishmael and to Jairo for talking to Juan there. Stay tuned. A couple more segments to go.
We provide an excellent service for individuals who've had catastrophic injury cases, people who've had injuries that are going to last them, unfortunately, for the rest of their life. Being there for a person, being there to actually see them get better, that is what this field is all about. That's what we're really striving to do, and that's what we think we provide. You still have to have that empathy for the person so you can tell their story to the jury. At the end of the day, that's where your case is heard.
Has a recent storm damaged the roof of your home? Altman Roofing has been restoring homes since 1984. In Dalton alone, over 2,000 roofs have been replaced by Altman. Altman Roofing will also work with your insurance claim. For a free 15-minute estimate for roofing, siding, or gutters, call 706-529-8136 or visit altmanroofing.com. You can also see their professional work on Facebook.
Thank you.
Thank you, North Georgia. Gracias, North Georgia.
We appreciate you, North Georgia.
I'm C-Mark. I'm John Moore. Like the Georgia Bulldogs, we're number 1.
Thank you, North Georgia, for voting us number 1 6 years in a row.
If you're hurt and want the best,
give us a call. We'll do the rest.
Welcome back. We're again at Monday Night Football. This is Todd, for you people who don't know. And my name is Roy. Did you put my title up there? Did you put my AKA, what it was?
You got him on there, Clemencia?
No.
Is his name up there?
All right.
It'll be in post-production.
Because I just want to let you know.
It should be at the bottom of your screen down here.
Somewhere down there.
Post-production.
See, I'm not used to all this fancy stuff. We used to do it at Azua's garage before, so now we have upgraded. And I'm going to tell you, this around you, it's nice. And yeah, Todd pulled up in a Ferrari, so
is that what I pulled up in?
If he tells you he's not getting paid, he's not lying. He's lying to you.
Getting paid in donuts. All right, just to touch base, I just do want to touch base a little bit about Murray County. We had, just a preview of the Fort Mountain Cup that's going to be in a couple of weeks, and the Murray boys winning over North Murray. They drew 1-1, went to penalty kicks, sudden death, and Murray County gets the dub. And on the girls' side, Murray County gets the win 4-0. Interesting to see how this is going to play out. It was kind of a similar scenario last year with North Murray boys winning on PKs at North Murray, and then it went back to Murray, and Murray took the win in regular time at home, if I remember correctly. So that game's in a couple of weeks. That's going to be a good one, and that's on April 11th, and that game will be at North Murray.
Good, strong rivals.
Yeah, I always enjoy that one. Both programs, I know they're not doing as well in region. Also, that game, especially on the boys' side, that may decide which one goes to state and which one stays at home.
Wow.
So a lot on the line that game. All right, let's go to some state rankings. All right, here we go. Local state rankings. Northwest girls coming in at number 8 in 4A. And then after a brief absence, Southeast girls sneaking back in there with that win over Heritage at number 10. So nice bounce back into the top 10 there by Southeast. On the boys' side, Dalton, number 4 in 5A. Coahulla Creek, number 6 in 3A. Dalton Academy, number 2 in single A D1. And Christian Heritage, number 5 in single A D2. So Soccertown is well represented in the top 10 on both sides, looking good. And now let's go on some of the region champions, and then we're going to work that in to the next little segment. Region champs, here we go. Dalton Academy, region champs, and 1A D1, I think that's region 7. Coahulla Creek, 3A. Region 6, Southeast Whitfield boys, 4A Region 7. On the girls' side, Northwest Whitfield, 4A 7. And Dalton High, once again, I think that's 3 in a row, back to back to back, 5A Region 7. So congratulations to each of them. Now, we did have Vanessa Vasquez on Instagram message said, hey, can you guys look at possible state matchups coming up? And so I did that. I dug into it a little bit today, and I got some possible state matchups. There's still a lot up in the air, so we're just going to go with the region champions because it's kind of easier to pick out their number 4 as opposed to the higher seeds that the lower ones will be playing. So anyway, so Dalton Academy, they're looking at playing one of 3 teams based on schedule. Paeta, Mount Vernon, or Whitefield. All of them are sitting at 5-1 or 5-2 with just a couple of games to go in their region play. So those 3 are battling for that spot, but they will get the 4th seed out of that group. Coahulla Creek, they're going to get Lumpkin or Gilmer, it looks like. Both of those are sitting at 2-3 with 1 game to play. If you're Coahulla Creek, feeling good about that draw?
Yes, be feeling real good about that draw.
Anytime you're a number 1 drawing a 4, that's going to be nice. Southeast, looking at playing either Holy Innocents or Stone Mountain. My rule of thumb is on this, never want to play a school with a Catholic name.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, I don't like it. Got to get bad vibes.
St. Pius.
There you go.
Wow.
On the girls' side, Northwest looking at Clarkston or Southwest DeKalb, and Dalton looking at Chattahoochee or Centennial. So.
My thing is with this right here is you got teams that you haven't heard of, and so what do they have to lose? 4 versus number 1. I mean, that's their game.
Hey, push them all up, send it deep, and see what happens, baby.
Exactly.
All right, we did have one more viewer question. Clemency, if you could put that up. This is from Jasmine Ortiz, who says, how or what encouraged the growth of soccer overall in the area? What was it the players or the fans cheering, or was it a domino effect? And she said she remembered back when she plays that there wasn't any coverage of the women's game. So for me, it's a kind of the chicken or the egg scenario. But to me, you got to have the players before you have anything else.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to kind of put my age out there. So I played 94, 95, 96, 97 when I left out. So the only people that was in the stands was Chief's mom, Chief's dad. That's our biggest fans. That was the greatest fans. And we had a couple of some of the students out there. But game after game, it was just them. Until we started getting on the map, until we started winning, until that 03 team really came in and, put Dalton on the map, that's when everybody started coming out.
I agree. Winning does create the buzz. And it's not just the winning, it's the consistency. Because look at, even when Dalton won that, right? There was a gap between that one and their second championship. But then when they started like staggering them close together, and then all of a sudden Northwest started getting the mix, Southeast started getting the mix, then Creek's coming up, and now, then you had Christian Heritage, and now it's just getting wild. TDA comes in. It does have this snowball effect, right? And it's kind of like the old adage, with a rising tide, all boats rise. I kind of get, and everybody wants to get in and support their school.
And then that's awesome. It's part of the community. It's where everybody, if you lived in Dalton and you went to school in Dalton, you were blessed, first of all, and you get to watch those games and you get to cheer them on.
Yeah, and there's just added coverage all around, whether it be us or whether it be Daniel Mays over at the Daily Citizen. It's just getting more out there, and the more you invest in it by watching it and supporting it, the more there will be.
True.
All right, so stick around. We're going to come back with our last segment of Monday Night Football.
My car looks totally ruined. I don't even know what to do.
Locally owned Dalton Collision Center is the only choice when it comes to all of your auto body and refinish needs. Our experienced staff provides quality work from start to finish, will help with your claim, and even assist with getting your rental car. Everything from A to Z.
So you can focus on life, we can focus on getting you there.
We provide an excellent service for individuals who've had catastrophic injury cases. People who've had injuries that are going to last them, unfortunately, for the rest of their life. Being there for a person, being there to actually see them get better, that is what this field is all about. That's what we're really striving to do, and that's what we think we provide. You still have to have that empathy for the person so you can tell their story to the jury. At the end of the day, that's where your case is heard.
This year, Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty is proudly commemorating our 50th anniversary, and what a journey it has been. For 5 decades, Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty has been the heartbeat of real estate in Northwest Georgia.
We've had the privilege of helping thousands of homeowners with their real estate transactions. Thank you, Dalton and Northwest Georgia.
Whether you're buying, selling, or expanding your business, trust the experience that comes with 50 years of excellence. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty with offices in Dalton, Calhoun, Cartersville, Ringgold, and Cleveland, Tennessee.
Welcome back to Monday Night Football. This is the last commercial break we had. Here we go, Todd.
Yep, last segment's be a fast one. We got about 2 minutes here. All right, let's put up this week's games, which is light because it's spring break week. All right, April 2nd, Dalton Academy versus Cedartown. The 4th, Southeast versus Edmond North. They're out of Oklahoma. Southeast playing that doubleheader. Must be a tournament. And then the girls on the same day at 2 p.m. So you see the boys getting in on the some tournament action there.
Southeast, watch out at that cup up there. What is that, the Smoky Mountain Cup? They're supposed to be up in Gatlinburg. Hey, Dalton went up there a couple times. Be careful with that schedule. It's tight.
Right. I didn't know where you were going with that, so I'm just going to let it. Hey, how do you feel about these light schedules over spring break?
I'm a fan of it. You see, to me, you've been playing all this time. You've been running. You got condition. You got that chemistry. And now you take a week off, and you're not running. All you're doing is having fun. I'm not a fan of it.
So you don't like it?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like being off.
All right.
I like what Southeast is doing.
But at the same time, it's near the end of the season, and you got some players, they got some knocks and some dings and gives them a chance. The other thought is they got a little bit of chance to heal up.
Todd, these guys are 14, 15 years old, man. They're not like us, 40-something-year-old. Oh, I think, what does the blog y'all say, 240-year-old guys?
40-somethings, yeah. No, that's a fair point, and I don't like to bring that up, but it's true. You're not hurting that bad. I think we can speak to that.
Yes.
Matter of fact, Andy Reynoso got hurt last week, and it was on a Wednesday. He's like, I don't know if I make it. And I was like, oh, you're going to make it. And he was there. He was playing on Friday night. He was fine. He could barely walk on Wednesday. The miracle of youth.
Yes.
All right, so thanks for joining us. Maybe next week Juan will be back. Maybe he won't. Maybe Chi will be with us. Maybe she won't. But we'll be here. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At coldwellbanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At coldwellbanker.com.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on. That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles. And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
I chose OptiLink because of the great local service.
We know computers, and OptiLink knows internet with high-speed symmetrical uploads and downloads.
My customers depend on me for safety and security, and I need fast and dependable internet. That's why I chose OptiLink.
Some people say you can't have fast internet. I say, oh yes you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today, 706-529-1313.
I'm Waylon. I live in Dalton and I'm the owner of Elite Lineman Training Institute.
And I'm Mitch Sanford with Futbol Bank.
When I left Georgia Power to start my own business, I met with Mitch and told him what we were doing.
I told Waylon, you're the kind of business we want to work with.
We have a very high standard for how we work as a company and especially how we treat our clients. After a very candid conversation with Mitch, we knew we were on the same page.
Today, we're working on several businesses, training and real estate.
Because they do the heavy lifting, so I can focus on my business. My bank is built well.